The call of the unworthy servants. In Isaiah's time, it was taught that if you seen the Lord, you would surely die because of your uncleanness. Isaiah feared death because he had seen the Lord. Then, with a burning ember, the angel touched his lips and removed his wickedness and his sin. With that, Isaiah freely offered his services to the Lord. Paul had been a persecutor of the church. He was there at the stoning of St. Stephen, the church's first martyr. He was a well-educated man and knew the laws of the Jewish faith. He, along with others, believed that this new religion should be stamped out because it was in opposition with the Jewish faith. Yet the Lord saw in him the ability to teach and spread the word of God, so the Lord converted him and gave him the mission of teaching the Gentiles. Jesus got into the boat of Simon Peter and asked him to put out a little way from the shore so that he could teach the crowd. Now Simon Peter and his partners, James and John, knew Jesus because Jesus had cured the mother-in-law of Simon Peter a few days earlier. After Jesus had finished teaching the crowd, he asked Simon Peter to go into deep water for a catch. Simon Peter was probably thinking that Jesus was a good teacher because the crowds listened to him intently. But he did not think that Jesus was much of a fisherman, because he wanted to go out into deep water during the day, when normally they would fish in shallow water at night. So when they filled the boats to the point of sinking, Simon Peter and his partners were in awe of this miracle catch. Then Jesus invites them to be his disciples, saying to Simon, "Do not be afraid. From now on you will be catching men." So they went back to the shore, left everything, and followed Jesus. Where does that lead us, you might ask? Well, in the case of these men, all of them felt they were unworthy of the Lord, and yet became a prophet and apostles. Pretty lofty heights for a person who was not worthy. The Lord saw in them what they themselves could not imagine. He saw leaders of his new church. Because of their weaknesses, they could understand the problems and challenges of the common people, and therefore bring them closer to God. Through baptism, we are called to be evangelizers and to spread the word of God. We are to lead our families, friends, and neighbors in the church of Jesus Christ. He freed us from the sin of our first parents and opened wide the gates of heaven to those who believe in him. Some are called to be priests and religious. Many are called to be parents and raise children. Some are called to be single and to help in other ministries, such as reading to children, helping the homebound, and maybe getting groceries for them. There are many things that we can do in our church family and in our community, and this can be so fulfilling. When I take communion to the homebound, they are always so grateful that I bring them the Eucharist and visit with them. I feel that I have that they have given me more than I give them. Through baptism, we become members of the church family with Christ as its leader, and his rewards are abundant. Let us all try harder to bring the Lord's words and deeds to our neighbors.